It was an interesting weekend in the world of Republican primary politics, and there's a guy that I've been keeping my eye on for a while, and I really have been impressed with him, and that's Vivek Ramaswamy. And I'm going to tell you why I think he should be our vice president, and then eventually our president, possibly, and why he is the most based candidate so far. Now, I want to start this talking about January 6th, and that's because that's a very important day to me, and it's personal. I had every intention of going to Washington, D.C. that day, and I'm so happy that I didn't now. And it wasn't because of anything that Donald Trump said. It was because I had an urge to really have my voice be heard, because I thought that my voice wasn't being heard. I thought my voice was being silenced. And let's hear what Vivek Ramaswamy had to say about January 6th, because I really think he nailed it on the head. All right, so here's Vivek Ramaswamy at the Turning Point USA conference giving his speech, and this is the part where he gets to January 6th and what he sees as the cause of January 6th.
January 6th was the result of a pervasive culture of censorship across this country. And when you tell people they cannot speak, that is when they scream. You tell people they cannot scream, that is when they tear things down. And what happened in this country, that starting in 2020, we were told that there's a pandemic that we know began in a lab in Wuhan on the other side of the world. We knew it then. But you could not say it or else you were a racist. You could not say it or they would lock your social media accounts down. You were told that you had to stay locked down in your homes and you couldn't protest a lockdown. You couldn't talk about school lockdowns on social media. You had to stay locked in your basement even as BLM and Antifa traveled the streets of this country and burned them to the ground. You were told that it takes somehow 10 years to make a new medicine or a vaccine, or else you can't take it unless it's safe for 10 years. And yet, they develop a vaccine in less than a year, and they mandate that you take it without asking any questions. And you were told that if you disagree with all of this, that if you don't like the direction of this culture of censorship and authoritarianism in the United States, that you have an election to set this right. That in our republic, you get one person, one vote to hold the people in charge accountable. And you were told that you had a chance to actually deliver it. And yet, on the eve of that election, a story is published about the Hunter Biden laptop story that we now know was absolutely grounded in truth, from bribes paid from China to, remember this one, bribes paid from Burisma, a Ukrainian company whose owner was on the board of the State National Security Council paying bribes, to now the son of the President of the United States, that is now making good on that bribe by sending $200 billion of American taxpayer money to defend somebody else's border halfway around the world instead of defending our own border here at home.
I just want to make a point here, and that is Biden and his son were involved in Ukraine and the Ukraine Burisma business before he became president. And it seems that this whole Ukraine attack happened under Biden's watch, and I think Biden wanted it that way. Let's put it that way.
You were told that we actually had an election in this country, and yet, what happened? They did not let you send that story on social media. They shut down the account of the fourth largest paper in circulation in the United States, the New York Post, founded by Alexander Hamilton. That is how you get to January 6th. And so that is the truth, and we're not going to be able to move forward until we look ourselves in the mirror and ask ourselves deep down, who we really are as a people. My rule is, if Vladimir Putin were doing it, and we would call it a threat to democracy, it is a threat to democracy when we do it here at home ourselves. That is the truth. And once we acknowledge the truth, then we can have a conversation about actually moving forward in this country. I grew up, I'll tell you about it, into a generation where we were taught to celebrate our diversity and our differences, so much that we forgot all of the ways we are really just the same as Americans. Exactly. That's what we've forgotten as Republicans, as conservatives, as Americans. There are people in this race who are deeply upset with me for not criticizing my chief opponent in this race, Donald Trump. And I will tell you, I'm not running against anybody in this race. I am running for our country. That is what we actually need to revive. We need to stop running from something. We need to start running to something. Our diversity is not our strength. Our strength is what unites us across that diversity. Without a think about it, we're really just a different looking group of two-legged higher mammals walking some geographic space we call a country, doing what our iPhones told us to do on a given day. That's not America. America is a vision of what that place can be. E pluribus unum, we say for a reason. It means from many, one. That's what won us the American Revolution. That is what reunited us after the Civil War. That is what won us 2 world wars and the Cold War. That is what still gives hope to the free world. And if we can revive that dream over group identity and victimhood and grievance, then nobody in the world, not a nation, not a corporation, not a virus is going to defeat us. That is what American exceptionalism is all about. And that is what we together will revive to save this great nation. Thank you all. God bless you. God bless your families. And God bless our United States of America.
So Vivek is obviously the most based candidate that I've seen, and that is because he's basing his principles on American principles, and that's that we are all the same, no matter what our skin color, or even if you come from England or you come from Africa and you become an American, you are just as American as everyone else. And that is a principle that we need to strive for here in this country. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Now, you notice that he's not condemning or he's not criticizing Donald Trump. And I think it's because he is kind of running for a VP spot. And that's just my opinion, but I believe he would be great. And I believe that he's got a great future in politics, especially in the Republican Party. I'm excited to see what he does in the future. So let me know what you think about Vivek. Let me know what you think about him running for VP. And maybe I'm just crazy, but let me know what you know or what you think in the comments down below. Also, hit that like button before you go. Thanks for sticking around this long, and subscribe for more content. Thank you. Until next time, peace be with you.